Building an Android Auto dongle from a Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. You will need this hardware as part of the dongle. A Raspberry Pi single-board computer. I used a Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. Only the Raspberry Pi 5 cannot be used. You will need an SD card. The smallest can be a 16 gigabyte card. You will need a USB-A to USB micro B cable. I got a 2-pack of 1-foot cables. You will need a case for the Pi, preferably one with a heatsink. You will also need a computer with internet access and an SD card reader or some other way to write to your SD card. You will need to download the free GitHub software for the version of the Raspberry Pi you are using. You will need to download the free Rufus software to flash the SD card. This is an overview of the hardware I purchased and you will need to purchase. 4 models of Raspberry Pi can be used for this project. These are Raspberry Pi Zero, Raspberry Pi Zero 2W, Raspberry Pi 3, Raspberry Pi 4. I purchased the Raspberry Pi Zero 2W for about $23 on Amazon. I went to https://amazon.com/dp-b1lh-sbps for my Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. You will need to have a USB-A to USB micro B cable to connect the Pi to the car. I purchased the USB-A to USB micro B at Amazon for about $7. Note: get as short a cable as possible. Long cables lose signal. I went to https://www.amazon.com/dp-b074dtg6hw to buy my cables. You will need a case to protect the Raspberry Pi. Since cars get hot, it will be best to get a case that has a heatsink. I purchased the case at Amazon for about $9. I went to https://www.amazon.com Raspberry Zero aluminum passive header DP a B0BJPR1 or HB for my case. The Raspberry Pi single-board computer will need a medium to hold and run the software. I purchased the SD card from Amazon for about $11. I went to https://www.amazon.com/bo8tjrvwv1 for my SD card. When you get your Pi, start your build by downloading and installing the software. Go to https://github.com/hisargi wireless Android Auto dongle. Releases select the file that matches the Raspberry Pi you're using. Remember that only 4 models of the Raspberry Pi can be used for this project. These are Raspberry Pi Zero, Raspberry Pi Zero 2W, Raspberry Pi 3, and Raspberry Pi 4. Then I selected the file Raspberry Pi Zero 2W card, img.exe. I downloaded it to my downloads directory. Note: only download the one file for your Raspberry Pi. Go to https://rufus.in. Select the file that matches the operating system on your computer. Run Rufus as administrator. This will cause the Rufus window to appear. Set the device field to the SD card. Press the Select button. In the open window that appears, navigate to where you downloaded the Raspberry Pi dongle file. I let it save in the downloads directory. Remove the SD card from the computer and install it to the Raspberry Pi. Install the SD card into the Raspberry Pi. Assemble the Pi into the heatsink case. Lay the side of the top heatsink, the side with ridges, down, screw holes up. Remove the tape both sides of the thermal pad and stick it to the Pi processor. Place the processor side of the Pi against the top heatsink while aligning the screw holes. Place the eye-shaped piece on the back of the Pi while aligning the screw holes. Place the bottom heatsink, indented side up, on the eye-shaped piece while aligning the screw holes. Install the screws. Plug the USB micro B connection into the middle connection of the Raspberry Pi. Do this so the Pi gets both power and data. This connection will be tight. Insert it carefully to not harm the Pi. With the Raspberry Pi fully assembled and attached by the USB cable to your car, wait for the following. Wait for the Pi to light up. When lit, go to your Android phone and open the Bluetooth connection. Look for wireless AA dongle. Accept that and continue. Now go to the Wi-Fi connection on your Android phone. Look for AA wireless dongle. Accept this and save. The dongle is now complete. You have completed building the Android Auto dongle. Thanks for using this video.